No Mercy has officially come and gone. And, okay, let's just start it off. Kurt Hawkins failed miserably. Like, he made his debut officially. I put that in quotations. And all he did was cut a 2-second promo at this point, saying he'll make his official wrestling match debut on SmackDown. So what was the point of having him on the show if he was just going to just show up and just cut a promo and then just walk away? And then I was like, why is he copying Eva Marie's entrance? Like, if it's Eva Marie, but I can't really picture Kurt Hawkins doing it with the narrator doing fact after fact after fact, because I'm thinking, yeah, it's Chuck Norris they're trying to do, even though they have John Cena to do all the Chuck Norris facts. But I'm not creative, therefore I have no say. So, moving on, we get to the pre-show match, which was changed from Baron Corbin versus Jack Swagger to the Hype Bros and American Alpha versus the Ascension and the Vaudevillains. Oh my god, the Vaudevillains have become a joke. Like, remember how fun they were in NXT? And then when they moved to the main roster, you expected the screw jobs to happen because, well, they're NXT guys, therefore they must be discriminated against. And now the Vaudevillains have lost all the luster, and now to the point where they're less relevant than Mojo Rawley and Zack Ryder and the Ascension. I like the Ascension. Okay, you can make the debate. Well, they were great on NXT, but yeah, like the Vaudevillains. Like, I know they're talented. So are the Ascension at times, but the Vaudevillains should be like contending for tag team gold, or in this case, silver. But they're not. They're just there to enhance the American Alpha group. So now I'm expecting people to start saying, but you gotta make American Alpha look really, really strong. You gotta make them look really strong. You gotta make them look really strong. Make American Alpha look really, really strong. Like, let's be honest, that's gonna happen. So the Hype Bros and American Alpha versus the Ascension of Vaudevillains. Nothing special happened in this match other than, well, American Alpha and the Hype Bros knocking all four of the opponents out of the ring at the same time. I believe I was mostly playing Extreme Warfare Revenge, the wrestling simulation game, during this match because I did not care whatsoever for this. And sure enough, American Alpha and Hype Bros won the match. Whoop-de-doo. And, well, you did not care. And originally this was supposed to be Baron Corbin versus Jack Swagger, and people were going to complain, oh great, Baron Corbin's stuck on the pre-show. And now for once he's not, so I say that's a victory for Baron Corbin to an extent. But moving on, now they do something unprecedented for the pay-per-view officially starting. AJ Styles would defend his WWE World Championship against Dean Ambrose and John Cena in their triple threat match at the start of the pay-per-view. Which was, I'm pretty sure they've done this before on Raw, SmackDown, and some other pay-per-view, but oh no, they did promos before that. The promos count to start the show. So like they can't those times don't count. Okay. Like, you can insult our intelligence, but what about a promo that leads into a match, like Damian Sandow and John Cena? As much as I try to forget that. So, moving on. AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, and John Cena, okay, I like this triple threat match, but, like, I'm thinking, why is John Cena was pretty much Hulk Hogan in this match? He was dominating for the most part. I get he's trying to chase history by insulting wrestling fans' intelligence everywhere by, once again, backing with politics to tie Ric Flair's record instead of, well, changing things up to try and add some pizzazz to it, but instead be the same stale, boring guy we've seen for the last 10 years. But I digress. AJ Styles retained the belt by hitting John Cena with a steel chair, and I'm like, that was anticlimactic. Like, initially, Ambrose and Cena defeated Styles by submission, so you gotta make Cena and Ambrose look strong in this match, okay? They can't take a clean fall. Well, they need to have some excuse, okay? Okay. So I was like, what was the point of that? Like, there was no grand plan. Like, Dean Ambrose and John Cena are both scheduled to take time off soon, from what I heard. Like, John Cena's guaranteed since American Grit's gonna happen again. Dean Ambrose, I don't know what he's going to do, probably because of injuries or movie deal again. But, yeah. Like, what was the point of that? I was confused. But AJ Styles, I was glad he retained. It was the logical choice. And I knew why they did this triple threat match. The presidential debate was happening again. And the less I talk about the debate, the better. Because if I went political right now, I will be on for hours. Anyways, Styles beating John Cena for the third time was the right call in my opinion, though I just want John Cena to lose every time and get the fall and take the pin, like he should be doing nowadays, and not Bray Wyatt, the eater of pinfalls, as now the internet likes to call him since that sign happened. But I'm questioning. Wait, it took 2 steel chair shots to the back to get him out. That never happened before. He always bounced back when they did that. In fact, should I mention the Nexus incident where John Cena was DDT'd on concrete and he got back up? So what the F does steel chair shots to the back do to him at this point? He's Superman. So unless they're going to establish that's his kryptonite now, really AJ Styles should be his kryptonite since he should be that guy like Hulk Hogan never beat Sting. So it should be like John Cena should never be AJ Styles. But that would take much too effort and much non-politics. That would take no politics from John Cena's hand to do that. But that's a good idea. But sadly, we all know John Cena's going to be AJ Styles eventually. So after that, I was worried, like, okay, with the exception of Dolph Ziggler and The Miz, all the other matches are going to be cannon fodder for the rest of it. Like, how do you top that match except for the Intercontinental title match? The short answer is, they kind of do, but at times they don't. Okay, let's be honest. With the exception of Dolph Ziggler and The Miz, they didn't top it. Like, the rest of the show was just decent. Let's just say that. Nikki Bella versus Carmella, like, Daniel Bryan had said he wanted to go with a no DQ match, just like Nikki Bella had suggested on Twitter. However, the powers that be said that was too dangerous. So at least that's my theory, because they want to say, well, women are so fragile, it's already bad enough. We have them wrestling. In a perfect world, they'd be strippers. We need sex appeal. Oh, wait, we can't say strippers. It's the PG era. What's that word we're looking for? Oh, man. We're going to get sued. We're going to lose money off of this. Children are going to stop buying our products. The parents are going to be mad at us. Okay, we got nothing. So Nikki Bella beat Carmella, and all's right in the world, whoop-de-doo. And I did like the new name of the finisher they gave her. Rack Attack 2.0. Like, what was the point of that moveset? Like, that's the name they could come up with? That sucks. Like, really badly. And I was really hoping Carmella would win this match because I want her to have that breakout moment. I don't like Nikki Bella. I'll be biased on that. And, like, they had some awkward moments in this match, so nothing spectacular really happened in this match as I was hoping for Carmella, or maybe Carmella beats Nikki Bella clean. So I'm hoping they continue this feud before Nikki Bella eventually goes after the women's title. And I hope they do a new no DQ match, because considering how violent the feud got in the build at times, they should really end it with a no disqualification stipulation. Alright, now let's get to the SmackDown Tag Team Championship match. Heath Slater and Rhino versus the Usos. Or as I like to call them, the revamped Usos, because they're much better because they now become cool again. This match was overly decent. Like, I was expecting the Usos to win this match. Like, well, everything's been pointing towards it, and they have a feud with American Alpha going to happen, so might as well get this over with. Heath Slater and Rhino retained. Okay. I get they're trying to keep Heath Slater on TV for as long as possible, especially since the ratings are sucking. And, like, I get that so they can add more funny appeal to SmackDown. But I'm thinking, what else could you do with the tag team title reigns? Like, okay, it's an odd pairing, I'll give them that. Heath Slater and Rhino, but really, the Usos have been turned heel, and now everyone wants them to win the tag team titles at this point again. And WWE's not doing it, so... And also, as you think about it, what was really the point in changing them to heels? Like, shouldn't it have been like this the moment they turned heel, and then in a second rematch at the next pay-per-view they do, then they win? Because, like, you could make American Alpha... Okay, yeah, well, American Alpha could have won the tag team gold after that, but the tag team silvers after that. But, I'm just thinking, wouldn't it have made more sense, like, something? Like, have a heel tag team go after the American Alpha for a bit, then the Usos fight Heath Slater and Rhino, and then they lose twice in a row, and then they snap, and then go after, then, like, have a third match and they win, and then kickstart the feud with American Alpha. Like, wouldn't that make more sense to me? At least to me, at least. But, yeah. The Usos, they really need to eventually win the tag team silvers, because this heel turn they're doing may fail if they keep losing. Like, they can't keep winning on SmackDown Live all the time. They need to start winning pay-per-view matches. And the one with Zachariah Mojo Rawley doesn't count, because that was planned, because that was like, okay, we know we have this plan, but really, who cares? Like, it was predictable on that, but, like, I was expecting, like, well, it's the Usos. They're protected. In this case, they're not getting really protected much. Like, okay, I get Heath Slater needed this big journey, and I did laugh a bit when they were chanting, "We got kids, he got kids, he got kids," or something like that, or "I got kids." Like, that was hilarious. Like, Heath Slater was saying he got kids to feed. It had become another organic moment, and I'm surprised WWE hasn't stomped it on it yet, because it's WWE. They hate anything that they don't create. Specifically, Vince doesn't. Which is why they try to make that argument that, oh, the yes chants? Oh, they're not cheering for Daniel Bryan. They're just saying yes. It's not because of Daniel Bryan, even though he gets the loudest reactions when it comes to the yes chants, even though he invented the yes chants, even though he created the yes chants, and even though no one since Steve Austin has gotten this kind of organic reception. I mean, like, you can count for The Rock, but, like, The Rock was second best to Steve Austin in WWE's eyes. So, yeah, we do not have WWE logic. We run on logic, our own logic, which is backwards. So, I was thinking the Usos were going to win this match, like I said. And Heath Slater and Rhino, like, I get they're trying to continue this Cinderella tale at this point to keep Heath Slater over, and, like, it's working. I'm just curious to know, are they going to lose at the next pay-per-view, or are they going to keep this rolling for a bit? But we'll find out when it comes to that. So now we get to Baron Corbin versus Jack Swagger. Now, this is intentional why I'm being silent, because there's nothing special about this match. Baron Corbin pokes Jack Swagger in the eyes. gets the victory, and that's pretty much it. Next. Okay, Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz. Wait, what? Wait. Alexa Bliss has a match. Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton have a match. Why is this not the main event? That's the one problem with this match. It's not the main event, when it really should have been. And considering what we got later. So, why wasn't this not the main event? Like, this was an awesome match. Like, this stole the show. Like, you can make the argument, oh, well, there's AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, and Cena, but they didn't have the storytelling that Dolph Ziggler and The Miz had. And this was possibly Miz's best match. And, like, they threw everything throughout this feud. Like, they threw in Maurice's spray, whatever spray thing she used, the Spirit Squad, let's see, they insulted Daniel Bryan and mockery of him. Miz wanting to renegotiate his contract once again. They threw everything that was thrown into this feud and into this whole storyline, and they just did it all in one night. So, and I was wondering why the other members of the Spirit Squad weren't around, but I really didn't care. But, Dolph Ziggler beat The Miz, and I was expecting, and part of me was kind of hoping Dolph Ziggler would actually lose. Because The Miz, I didn't want him to lose that belt. But at the same time, I didn't want to see Dolph Ziggler go at such a young age, in wrestling terms. But at the same time, I want Miz to drop the belt around WrestleMania season. Or at least at WrestleMania. Or the night after WrestleMania. So, I gotta be honest, I didn't know who I wanted to win. Like, it was really hard to do. It was hard to really try and grasp, like, who do I want to win? Like, man, this is actually hard. Like, normally I want the young guy to win. I want the guy with the most momentum winning, and the one who clearly needs it. But in this feud, you don't know who you want to win. And that was the biggest compliment I could give to this feud, because it made you care for both characters and also said, you don't know who you want to win. I was stumped. I didn't know who I wanted to win this match. Like, I wanted Miz to win, but I wanted Ziggler to win. And they ultimately went with Ziggler. And I was kind of mad, but I also relieved. But at the same time, once again, I was mad and relieved. Yeah, but mostly I was mad. Not because Miz lost. It was more like it had to do with the fact that this wasn't the main event. So I'm wondering, WTF WWE, why did you not make this the main event? Did you say, oh, it's Dolph Ziggler, he's going to win this match, we don't want him in the main event? If they don't if they capitalize on this whole problem with how this wasn't the main event, and Dolph Ziggler lashes out on Shane McMahon and Bryan to not tell the powers that be that his match should have been the main event, considering everyone wanted it to be the main event, then I will take everything I say back. And I'm wondering, where does The Miz go from here? Like, Dolph Ziggler's gonna have a reign with the Intercontinental title belt, and sorry, I was playing title ship and not championship. But where does The Miz go? Is he going to contend for the world title this time? One more time? Is he going to try to go against AJ Styles? No idea. Like, he still has Maurice. Unless he kicks her to the curb, which I highly doubt. So, where is this feud going to go? Is this feud over? Most likely. Are they going to push Miz to the main event scene while Dolph Ziggler runs at the Intercontinental title scene? Maybe. Like, yeah. I just imagine a lot of interesting scenarios they could have went with had Dolph Ziggler lost the match. But I also see a lot of interesting scenarios for Miz had he when he lost the match. But while I am faithful with SmackDown than I am with Raw, and Ryan Ward of creative of SmackDown, the powers that be might try to screw things over. So I still have that pessimistic side to me. So, moving on. Naomi versus Alexa Bliss. Wait, what? Wasn't Bliss supposed to face Becky Lynch? Well, right at the beginning of the show, it was revealed that Becky Lynch has suffered an undisclosed injury that wasn't in-ring related, so even I don't know what's going on. And Alexa Bliss went on this rant, and then Naomi came out, and Naomi won. Wait, what? Naomi beat the #1 contender, who has a big match coming for her on November 8th in Scotland. Why didn't they just let Alexa Bliss win? Is it because she's an NXT girl and not a Kevin Dunn kiss ass? Or Naomi, or they wanted to push a triple threat match with Naomi? Like, that's the only, like, they hinted at it talking smack when I watched a bit of it. But, yeah. I didn't see the point of this match since they had to improvise at the last minute, so yeah, I really don't know what they're going to do. Now we have the main event, which really should not have been the main event. The third least billed match in the main event slot. Bray Wyatt versus Randy Orton. And I will say, after AJ Styles, Dean Ambrose, and John Cena delivered a heck of a triple threat match, a storytelling emotional grip of Dolph Ziggler versus The Miz, how could they possibly top this? They didn't. Yeah, it was like Roman Reigns versus Randy Orton. Decent. The match was decent. The pace was decent. They didn't click at times. Well, a lot of times. And I was really expecting, hopefully, that they do something big, like Bray Wyatt wins clean in this match. But no, they decided to go and repeat the formula of Luke Harper interfering and costing Randy Orton the victory. Therefore, not only making Bray Wyatt look weaker, because he needs more help instead of relying on his own merits. You could make the other argument, oh, you didn't complain about this in the Bray Wyatt versus Roman Reigns match. Okay, you got a point there. But Bray Wyatt would have this big feud with Roman Reigns to the point that it didn't hurt either of them. In fact, they had much to gain from either winning, but nothing to lose from losing. Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton, they don't have that luxury. Because word is going around, Randy Orton is going to move on to AJ Styles. And then where does that leave Bray Wyatt? And where does that leave Luke Harper? Like, are they going to end it at the next pay-per-view and not give it a 5-month big build? Not accumulate in some big epic match? Like they did with Roman Reigns and Bray Wyatt? I'm pretty sure they're not. So, yeah. This was just the way to protect Randy Orton, in my opinion, we gotta protect Randy Orton. You see, he can't take a clean loss. You see, he lost to Brock Lesnar being beaten and TKO'd, so he can't take a clean loss, even though he's an established veteran. Fans still like him, and... Wait, what were we thinking? Oh, don't worry, Bray Wyatt can take another blow to his momentum. Can he? No. Those lights, the fireflies that you see around the arena when they light the thrones up for Bray Wyatt, that isn't organic. That's out of pity. That's my viewpoint of things. That fans, they like him. They want him to be pushed. They want him to be successful. But every time, creative just pounds on him and pounds on him and pounds on him. And they're just doing it because they kind of feel sorry for him. Bray Wyatt's not getting that momentum, and fans, I bet, are thinking, like, if we continue lighting our phones up, they'll see that we want this guy. But they don't see it that way, as far as I can tell. And I was really hoping SmackDown would be this great place for Bray Wyatt to thrive in. So far, Bray Wyatt has done nothing really spectacular or really main event stuff. Like, he lost to Dolph Ziggler, then it looked like it was going to build to a triple threat match with Dean Ambrose and Dolph Ziggler. They didn't do that, which would have been great. Then Randy Orton was still injured, and they had him job to Kane, and then job to Kane again, by count out this time. So, what's the point in caring about this character if he's not going to succeed, to management's perspective? Like, even Bray Wyatt said in an interview that even WWE doesn't know how to handle him. Like, the only people that know how to handle Bray Wyatt is Bray Wyatt and Dusty Rhodes, and we all know what happened to Dusty Rhodes. May he rest in peace. And WWE's also restricted by the PG rating because they can't go dark like The Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness, and they can't do themes of the past cult leaders they've done in history throughout outside of wrestling, because that would be too controversial to them, and I kind of agree with that. So, what are they're stuck here. Bray Wyatt's basically stuck. They can't have him do more darker things outside of looking scary and talking to Sister Abigail. They can't have him crucify people. They can't have him brainwash people to an extent. They can't have him like kidnap people and brainwash them. Instead Bray Wyatt kidnaps them and then just lets them go. With the exception of Undertaker and Kane, but they screwed that up big time. So really, where's the caring in this? Like, they're stuck creatively. Bray Wyatt has all this creative potential, and it's not just the creative team being screw-ups, it's the PG rating that's also holding him back from really becoming that character, like what an actual cult leader does. So, yeah. I don't know what they're going to do with Bray Wyatt. Like, this feud's probably going to go on for another month, and then Randy Orton gets the win and moves on to AJ Styles, and, well, AJ Styles retains. So, yeah. This pay-per-view wasn't as great as Backlash, with the exception to Kane and Bray Wyatt. That was a pointless match. And, ultimately, they could have done a lot better. Like, this was still better than Clash of Champions. I'll give them that. So, yeah. And I'm curious to know what they're going to do with Luke Harper. Like, word was going on that he was heading to Raw, and now he's back to being Bray Wyatt's subservient guy. So, unless they're going to do a Bray Wyatt-Luke Harper match later down the road, actually would be kind of cool. So long as Bray Wyatt gets a win, since Bray Wyatt is the one desperate to need it, thanks to John Cena's ego that day back at WrestleMania 30, causing this downward spiral. So, those are my thoughts on WWE SmackDown's Lives No Mercy. This was Neo Reality Entertainment. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and donate, and stay tuned for more.